If you go on Best Buy site, it says they're both sold out. Actually, the Steelbook's not even listed. Hi guys, Kidger64 here, and today we're going to be talking about the physical media releases for the month of November in the year 2021. For those who've never seen any of my videos on my physical media release monthly videos that I've been doing, the way that I do these is these are my picks. I don't go through every single movie. I try and hit a good swath of movies, but I also try and pick things that I'm particularly interested in and hit some mainstream media releases, but I'm not going to be talking about every single release. So if there's something that I don't mention here that you guys are looking forward to, please let me know in the comments below. I think I did a pretty good job this month of picking some pretty good releases. So with all that said, I split these up by category, and I'm going to actually add the stamps, the timestamps in the video this time. So you can skip around if you want based on whatever category you guys are most interested in. And again, those are in the below. But with all that said, let's go ahead and get into it. First section we're going to be talking about today is the Steelbooks. So the first Steelbook I want to talk about is Hacksaw Ridge on 4K. Now, Hacksaw Ridge had a 4K release, but I don't think it had a 4K Steelbook release. So I think this is the first 4K Steelbook release for Hacksaw Ridge. I have the Steelbook of Hacksaw Ridge, or one of these Steelbooks for Hacksaw Ridge. That is the Blu-ray. So I don't have the 4K. I don't think I'm going to upgrade. I do think it's a very good movie, and I do think that the Steelbook looks really cool. If I didn't already own this one, I probably would consider picking it up. But Hacksaw Ridge on 4K, that's coming out November 2nd. Next up is the 10 Commandments. This is the 4K. The 4K has already been released, so you can all pick that up right now if you are interested in it. But the Steelbook is coming out. This is the 65th anniversary set. I don't know why they didn't just wait and release the 4K set with the 65th anniversary, because the 4K set was released earlier this year, if I recall correctly. So I don't know why they didn't just wait and release this all together, but the Steelbook of 10 Commandments, the 65th anniversary, is coming out. Next up is Terminator 2. This is the 4K. The Steelbook looks really cool. I would like to pick this up because I think the Steelbook looks pretty awesome. However, there is a problem. The 4K transfer of Terminator 2 is notoriously a terrible transfer. I've actually never seen it, but I know lots of people who have seen it. And I've seen reviews online about how terrible the transfer is, and I know people who've watched it who've told me it's not a great transfer. So I'm pretty happy with the Blu-ray. Most people, at least the general consensus, is that the Skynet edition or the Blu-ray transfer is a better transfer of the movie. This is not a new 4K transfer that is being released. It's just a new Steelbook packaging. So I probably won't pick it up, which is kind of sad because I really do think the box looks cool. But yeah, I'm not going to pick up a movie with a terrible transfer because I'm never going to watch it. So why even bother? The next thing we have on Steelbooks is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is getting a Steelbook. This is the Blu-ray, I believe. I don't think this was a 4K. That releases November 16th. I don't own Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, so yeah, I don't know. I might think about picking this one up. Next up is new releases. So these are obviously pretty self-explanatory. These are new release movies. So first up, we got Pig with Nicolas Cage. This releases November 2nd. I've actually heard this is a pretty good movie. Nicolas Cage, you never can tell. He's in so many movies. He will tick any project, I think. But a lot of people have said this movie Pig is actually pretty good. It's got pretty decent reviews. I'm interested in checking it out. It's got good reviews even on that terrible critics site, Rotten Tomatoes. When the critics and audience both agree on a movie, that's pretty rare. That's pretty rare. Another Nicolas Cage movie that's also coming out is Prisoners of the Ghostland. I've actually seen the trailer for this. I haven't watched the movie yet, but I've seen the trailer and I was interested by the trailer. This seems like it's kind of a upscale Walmart release movie. That's what I'm gonna call it. At least that's what it visually looks like from the trailer. But it's something that I'm interested in, so the trailer apparently did its job. So there's two Nicolas Cage movies I'm actually interested in checking out this month. For Halo fans, we got Red vs. Blue. Zero is coming out. I didn't know they still made Red vs. Blue. That Red vs. Blue has been around forever. So yeah, I was surprised to see that this was coming out, and this was actually a new thing. So Red versus Blue Zero is coming out. You got Reminiscence, which is that Hugh Jackman movie that came out. I think it was direct to streaming. I don't think it even had a theatrical release. I'm not 100% sure. I know it was released directly to streaming initially. The reviews were bad for it. It didn't look very interesting. It seemed like one of those kind of high concept ideas that's not executed very well. I'm not particularly interested in it, but if anybody is, it's releasing November 9th. Also got the Jungle Cruise. This I'm actually going to pick up. The reviews for this were actually pretty good. It just seems like a fun kind of adventure type movie. Doesn't have to be anything more than that. It's got The Rock and Emily Blunt in it. I mean, why not? Check it out just based on that. I like the poster design. It seems kind of like a weird thing to say when it comes to movies, but I love poster designs. And I think that they did a really good job with the poster. It actually is intriguing, like what posters are supposed to be, not just some slapped together digital mess that a lot of movies tend to do. I mean, the See Spider-Man Homecoming, that was a terrible poster. But getting off the poster, yeah, I haven't seen Jungle Cruise yet. I'm interested in seeing the Jungle Cruise. I've been on the ride multiple times. I mean, that was one of my favorite rides when I was a kid. All the puns and stuff. But yeah, I'm interested in it. The Steelbook looks pretty cool. But even the base slipcover looks really nice. So I don't know which one I'll go with yet, but this is probably one I'm going to pick up and check out. Candyman is also coming out November 16th. I'm not really a big horror fan. I am familiar with Candyman because even though I'm not a big horror fan, I am very familiar with, the horror genre. And I remember the original Candyman. I think I saw it on TV whenever I was like a teenager or something. Not really a big fan of it. Didn't really care about the the reboot personally. But Candyman's coming out if you guys are interested in that. I feel like they should have rushed this out to try and get it out on physical media before Halloween. It's coming out November 16th, so they missed it by a couple weeks. Seems like a missed opportunity to me, but that's coming out. Yakuza Princess is also coming out on Blu-ray and 4K. I don't know anything about this. I just saw this whenever I was looking at the releases coming out. It looked interesting. I haven't seen a trailer or anything about it. Sometimes that's the best way to go into a movie, though. Don't watch the trailer. Just go check out the movie. We also got Malignant coming out. Again, not necessarily my type of movie, but it is a pretty mainstream release. I actually think this one will sell pretty well on physical media, personally. And for Marvel, we got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And I'm obviously a big Marvel fan. I own all the Marvel movies, but I don't really care to see Shang-Chi. Just not very interested in it. I said initially I was not very interested in what Marvel had in store for Phase 4, and yeah, I don't care if it shows up on Disney Plus, because I do still currently have Disney Plus. If they throw it on there, I'll check it out, but I'm probably not gonna buy it. Even as a big Marvel fan, I just not interested in what they've got. Endgame, to me, capped off the MCU. I can't be the only one who thinks that. I know that there's other people that do. Next up is older releases. So obviously this is also self-explanatory. These are older releases. These are older movies that are getting releases, either re-releases or from out-of-print stuff, or stuff that was never released. So first up, we got... well, this, again, is not really a re-release. This is Dune 4K era releases coming out November 2nd. As far as I know that Dune already released their this is the 80s Dune, released their 4K Steelbook. So I don't even know why this was even on the list. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. This is just a new box, I guess. The physical disc is the same as the 4K release that they already had, which was, again, earlier this year, if I recall correctly. So kind of like the same thing as the 10 Commandments, is stuff that released earlier that, I don't know, maybe it went out of print initially, and there's like, here's another one with a new slip cover. It's kind of hard to tell anymore. Got Batman Year One. This is the 10-year commemorative edition. This was the animated movie, which I already own on Blu-ray, so I'm not going to be upgrading it to the 4K. I'm perfectly happy with the Blu-ray. I mean, it's an old animated movie. There's not really anything you're going to get out of it by upgrading to 4K. Personally, I know there's some new special features on it and some stuff like that, but it is a pretty good animated movie. Although I wouldn't even put it at a mid-tier DC animated movie. Personally, for me, if I was to pull all of my DC animated movies, I put it upper mid-tier. It's pretty good if you haven't seen it. And also, The Outsiders is getting a 4K release, which is coming out November 9th. I own The Outsiders. I own the Blu-ray. This is the 4K that's coming out. This is like a special edition that's coming out, and it's got some good special features, which I'd be pretty interested in. This was fairly lacking in special features. This was one of those, I read the book whenever I was a kid, and because I had to. It was a book report, okay? But after reading the book, I actually kind of liked it. It's pretty rare. Normally when they give you those mandatory books to read, they're terrible. But after reading the book, I heard about that there was a movie. Would have been useful to know before my book report, I think. But Outsiders is a good movie. Quintessential 80s movie. It's got an all-star cast. It's got C. Thomas Howell, Matt Dillon, Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid's in it, Rob Lowe, Patrick Swayze, Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise. All-star cast, The Outsiders, and it's a pretty good movie. I don't know if I'll upgrade to the 4K because I'm pretty happy with the Blu-ray, but I do like the box art for it. So if this was a Steelbook, if the Steelbook had this box art, I might pick it up. Next up is The Addams Family. This is getting a 4K release. It releases November 9th. I don't understand why they didn't get this out before Halloween. Seems like that should have been a given. Literally, just released it two weeks earlier. Get it out before Halloween. Why would you not want to do that? I don't know. There's a 2-pack that has already been released. I think it released last year, maybe 2 years ago. I'm not 100% sure. But it had the Addams Family and Addams Family Values, which was the sequel. It was a 2-pack Blu-ray, and it was $10. I feel like that's probably sufficient. I don't know if it's really worth getting on 4K. If you really like the movie, that's cool. But I don't know. If they're not going to release the second one in 4K, I feel like that'd mess up my collection if I picked up one on 4K and they never released the second one on 4K. But I do like the Addams Family movies. They're pretty good. Just they should have got them out before Halloween. Evolution is getting a Blu-ray release. Guys, Evolution, finally. I can't believe this never had a Blu-ray release. I've seen it on DVD. It's one of those like movies that I always saw as like, how come this still has not come? This and Idiocracy. And Idiocracy still has not gotten a Blu-ray release. But these are two of the movies I think about when I think about movies that didn't have Blu-ray releases. So Evolution is finally getting a Blu-ray release. A pretty fun kind of Men in Black, X-Files comedy, kind of. If you've never seen it, that's how I'm going to choose to describe it. I haven't watched it in almost a decade, but I remember pretty much everything that happens. It's a pretty fun movie. Next up is the Brady Bunch movie. And very Brady sequel. Yeah, because I'm sure that's what you guys are waiting on. It's actually pretty good. I don't know if you guys have ever seen either of these movies. Well, I don't remember the sequel very well, but I remember the first movie. This was the one that came out in the 90s, and they basically take the Brady Bunch with their 70s sensibilities, 70s TV show sensibilities, and put them in like 90s grunge, like Nirvana, Seattle type of scenario, and it made for a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure that if you were an actual fan of the Brady Bunch show, you probably hated this movie because they make a lot of fun of the Brady Bunch in it. But I always thought it was pretty good. I might actually pick this up. It's going to be a pretty cheap release for a 2-pack. Probably like $10 or so. I think it's worth it. Vanilla Sky is being remastered on Blu-ray. I have never seen Vanilla Sky, so might be time to check that one out. It's been on my list of things to watch for a very long time, just never got around to it. Christmas with the Cranks is getting a Blu-ray release. I thought this was already released on Blu-ray, but it may be one of the out-of-print titles. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it's Christmas with the Cranks. My folks really like this movie, so we usually watch it every year. It's not a great Christmas movie, and really, but I don't know. It's a mainstay for us, so it is what it is. I'm gonna pick this up anyway for my folks for Christmas, and this is gonna be one I give away. It's not gonna be added to my shelf, but yeah. Josie and the Pussycats is also coming out, and I thought this was already released on Blu-ray too. My buddy is this is one of his favorite movies, is Josie and the Pussycats. Have you ever met a guy whose favorite movie is Josie and the Pussycats? Like, not as a joke, it really is. I've met that person. He exists, and he's probably the only one on the planet. But it's getting a Blu-ray release, and I haven't told him yet. So after I get done filming this, I'm going to text him and let him know this is coming out so he can get excited. Final Fantasy Spirits Within is getting a 4K release. I was a bigger fan of the other one, the Final Fantasy 7, was it Advent Children, I think. I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan, but I'm fairly familiar with it. And I liked Advent Children. I thought it was a pretty good movie. Spirits Within, I could take it or leave it, but it's getting a 4K release. This is, I think it was previously released on Blu-ray, but this is the first time on 4K. It's a Wonderful Life is releasing on Blu-ray. This is the 75th anniversary edition. It's a Wonderful Life is one of my favorite movies of all time. If I was going to come up with like a top 20 movies, for me personally, that would be up there. I own the Blu-ray and I own the 4K. So I also own the DVD. So I bought it on every single format because I love the movie. I don't really know what's so special about this other than it's the 75th anniversary edition. I haven't really seen anything that warrants me going to get it when I already have a Blu-ray and a 4K. But it is a great movie. If you've never seen it, I would recommend picking it up. Citizen Kane is getting a 4K Criterion release. This Criterion Collection. I've actually never watched Citizen Kane all the way through. I know that blows people's minds, or some people it blows their minds because it's like supposed to be the best movie of all time. But I don't know. How am I supposed to watch it when everybody hypes it up that much? You really can't. Uncut Gems 4K is getting a Criterion Collection release. The Adam Sandler movie, it was pretty well received. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, was it the 76? I think it's the 76 version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which is a pretty fun version. I haven't watched it in a very long time, so I may be picking this one up. I wish that this had got released before Halloween. This is kind of some missed opportunities. It's like releasing Christmas movies after Christmas. Like, you're missing prime opportunity here. Menace to Society is getting a 4K release, as well as Stingray Director's Cut is being released on Blu-ray. Next up are the special releases. So what these are special collections or box sets that are being released. That like the first thing I want to talk about is the Mad Max Anthology Collection, the 4K. This also has a Steelbook release, so the Steelbooks look really awesome. I really liked Mad Max Fury Road. I've only seen Beyond the Thunderdome, but I haven't seen the other two. So to me, this is a prime time for me to buy this collection and have all the Mad Max movies, because two of them I haven't even seen. So I'm actually pretty excited about this one. The Steelbooks, as I said, look really cool. I love the color usage for these, if I'm able to find them. Steelbooks are so hard to find right now, so whenever they do release, they're immediately gone, if they even do release. So really the only way to get them is if you pre-order them and just pray they don't get dented in the mail, which chances are very high that that's what's going to happen. We've also got the Harry Potter, the 20th anniversary 8-film collection. This is the 4K and the Blu-rays. It comes in like a train box set, it looks like. I don't know what the quality of that's going to actually look like. I already own the Harry Potter collection on Blu-ray, so I probably won't upgrade. I like Harry Potter, but it's not like Lord of the Rings where I had to have it on 4K. But this collection has gotten some pretty bad reviews because there's no digital copies, apparently, and they don't include the 3D versions of Deathly Hallows 1 and 2. So it's getting pretty bad reviews. I'm going to actually think about doing a video talking about it. But Yeah, I'm more curious to me if this train is any good. How it fits in this train set and how that's supposed to look. Next up is the Evil Dead Groovy Collection, which has Evil Dead 2, and Ash vs. Evil Dead. So, looks like a pretty cool box set. I'm actually pretty interested in this because I've only seen Evil Dead. I haven't seen the other ones. I haven't watched the show either. So it's got the I'm pretty sure Ash vs. Evil Dead was the show, if I'm not mistaken. Now it tells you how much I know about it. But the box set looks pretty nice. Again, why didn't you release this at Halloween? Why would you not release this at Halloween? There's a running theme here. I don't know why you wouldn't do that. What a missed opportunity. The Indiana Jones collection, the Steelbook, is getting a re-release in November. I don't really know why it needed a re-release. I'm assuming they ran out of copies or something. I don't know. I don't like the way these Steelbooks look, which is why I didn't pick them up. I really wish they would redo the box. I think this is a big missed opportunity on the Indiana Jones release. I was planning on doing a video detailing the missteps on this physical media release, similar to what I did with Lord of the Rings, but I didn't have time. I took a 6-month break from doing videos because I had stuff going on, so I wasn't able to do it. But it's getting a re-release, so there we go. That concludes the special releases. So with that said, we're going to go and jump into TV releases. So this is self-explanatory. It's TV releases. First up is MacGyver, the complete series on Blu-ray. The man with the mullet is back. Yes, I grew up on MacGyver. It was one of those shows that I watched with my dad growing up. That, the A-Team, Incredible Hulk. Those were shows that I watched a lot of. So I'm actually kind of excited to maybe pick this one up. It's pretty pricey, so I'm not sure if this is something I'm going to pick up right away or not. Might wait till Black Friday or Black Friday next year to pick it up. I haven't decided yet. Next up is Snowpiercer is releasing the 2nd season. I haven't watched the show. I tried to watch the first episode the other night, and I just wasn't feeling watching it, so I turned it off like 15 minutes in. But the movie's really good. I own the movie. South Korea puts out quality. They've been putting out quality movies and quality entertainment. I would recommend the movie. I haven't seen the TV show, but if you guys have seen the TV show, I'd be interested to see what you guys think about it. Night Gallery is being released on Blu-ray. For those who are not familiar with Night Gallery, it's another Rod Serling show. Basically, it came out after Twilight Zone. I've only seen a few episodes of it. I'd be interested in probably picking this one up, or at least watching some of the episodes to decide if it is. I'm interested in checking out Night Gallery. And we got I Dream of Jeannie. The complete series is being released on Blu-ray. I'm surprised that this is, that they took time to make a Blu-ray out of this. We still haven't gotten a Star Trek Deep Space Nine Blu-ray. Where was that up conversion, huh? What a ripoff. Please work on Star Trek Deep Space Nine Blu-ray collection. I really want to see that in HD. You did such a good job with Next Generation Blu-ray. I'd like to see the same treatment for DS9, but neither here nor there. I Dream of Jeannie is getting a Blu-ray complete collection. That concludes my picks for the releases for November in the year 2021. Again, these are just my picks. I may have missed some, or I just didn't talk about them. I do want to caveat with saying something that I should be saying in all of my videos. There's lots of supply chain issues currently, so a lot of releases that are scheduled for certain releases are randomly pushed. There's certain releases that aren't even listed as being pushed, but they're out of stock immediately and you can't find it. That was the case with Scream. I wanted to get the Scream Steelbook. Never even released, not even the 4K. I couldn't find either of them. If you go on Best Buy site, it says they're both sold out. Actually, the Steelbook's not even listed. So if you were able to find Scream on Steelbook, consider yourself lucky, and I'm kind of jealous. But I expect that something similar is going to happen with some of the releases for this month, too. Some of this stuff is just not making its way to the stores and is not making it onto the shelves for you to buy out in the wild, or even if you pre-ordered it, you're getting delayed messages. So I do just want to say that, but regardless, I'm going to continue trying to do these physical media release videos because it's fun to talk about some of the stuff's coming out, and I really want to push physical media as much as possible and make sure that it continues existing. But I want to thank everybody for checking out this video. If you like this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, or don't. I'm not a beggar. I'm Geetrue64, and I'll always tell you the truth.